through life with no children. You prayed and asked the Lord for a child, and God hasn't answered that prayer. But God raised up some more children for you. They call you mama, or they call you daddy, or they call you granny. They're not even your children. God never opened your womb.
They call me
but you're so
auntie.
good to other people's children that if those children didn't have you, they wouldn't have a motherly, godly influence in their life. God called you to that. That's a special calling. Because some women who got you don't need to have them. Because they don't have a motherly bone in their body. But God didn't open your womb, but He made you a mother to somebody. That's a special calling.
And auntie.
Give God the glory that even though I didn't bear children, you gave me your children.
So, for years, I wanted to have a child. And it never happened. It never happened. And I remember when I was married, I helped raise my husband's son. And, there's a lot of tension because his family didn't like me because I wasn't black. And so there were a lot of things that were being told to him. He was 4, mind you, about me, but they didn't know anything about me. And here's the funny thing. He always talked about my weight. He would say, "Oh, Tina, you so fat. You need to get you on some Slim Fast." And I dealt with that for years, years of him talking about my weight. And I remember one day I was in the kitchen cooking them lunch. I had him and my niece and my nephew with me. And he said again, he goes, "Ooh, you so fat." And I finally just got so upset. I snapped. And I said, "You know what?" I said, "Your mama is bigger than me and you're going to call me fat?" And he said, "But that's my mama." I knew at that moment that no matter how much I loved this child, how much I did for him, he would never love me. He would never love me at all. So I remember I was so upset. I went in my room and I started crying, because my feelings was really hurt because I'm the one that was getting up, making sure he, was getting ready for school. I made breakfast. I was the one that was making sure that he did his homework. I'm the one that did everything. And then he gonna talk about me like that. So my niece, who was 4, the stepson was, I think he was 6. I think 6 or 7. But anyways, my niece came into my room and she said, "Auntie, why are you crying?" And I said, "Auntie wished she had her own child so that child would love me no matter what. Just love me." And my niece said, "But God knew what He was doing when He didn't give you any children because you're the best auntie in the world." And I just broke down and I cried and I gave her the biggest hug. And that always stuck with me, that whenever I was feeling discouraged or feeling depressed that I couldn't have children while everybody else around me was having children, I remember what she said, that I was the best auntie, and I am. And I loved that. I loved how this 4-year-old told me that I was the best auntie. And from that day forward, it didn't matter to me if I had children or not. But just wanted to share that with you. And when I heard that sermon, it touched me because I could relate to it.